I'm actually kind of happy that something like this happened, because for one split second, it takes the focus off of All Elite Wrestling and Kenny Omega, because I feel like that's the only thing I hear people talk about on Twitter and YouTube. So for like one day, we finally get to put that on the back burner for a second and talk about this. So I'm actually kind of happy it happened, and then at the same time, I'm like, ugh. But if you guys have not heard, a wrestler by the name of Priscilla Kelly, who, if you guys watch WWE or anything women's wrestling related, she competed in the Mae Young Classic last year. I believe she lost in the very first round. Not sure who she lost to, but she's not contracted to WWE as far as I'm concerned. She wrestles on independent scene. The noteworthy thing is that, as you guys saw by the title, this spot happened. Basically, a spot where her opponent was sitting on a chair. She went into her trunks, pulled out a bloody tampon, and stuck it in her opponent's mouth. And I saw that and I was like, well, that's fucking disgusting. And then the second thought I had was, that's really fucking disgusting. And I feel like because now my channel is more so tailored to New Japan Pro Wrestling and the independent circuit, I couldn't help but like not talk about it. So I figured I could give my opinions on it. So first off, I think that the spot was just... I do think that in the year 2019, you've seen so much pro wrestling and so much stuff on the independent scene, because when it comes to the indies, you gotta raise the bar and be innovative and do things that you've never seen before, because otherwise there's not going to be much traction coming towards you. Or that's the way to get your name out there, is to do something that's never been done in wrestling. And professional wrestling's been around for such a long time, so it's kind of hard to think of things that haven't been done. Pushing the envelope is kind of hard nowadays. First off, this spot is definitely innovative. I don't think I've ever heard or seen someone do something like this before. So if she was looking to do something creative and new, then she wins in that category. Definitely, if she was looking to get clout, then she's definitely got it, because it's all over Twitter and everyone I know has basically seen this already. I think in that aspect she's won, but I think the way she's handling it is just... she's trying to defend her spot, and it's just... it happened. I think everyone knows about it at this point, but when you go and you try to defend that spot, it's like... really? So one of the first tweets she made to defend herself, and I thought this was just so goddamn hilarious. She said, "Hey guys, you know it's all fake." No, you mean to tell me professional wrestling is fake? Next you're gonna tell me that the sky is blue, grass is green, water is wet, and Kenny Omega's going to WWE. All shocking revelations here. Stay tuned to find out more. That in itself, I'm just like, that's your defense point, really. I think it's so funny when people go immediately, well, it's fake, right? Like this, it actually wasn't. Yes, I know it wasn't a fucking actual bloody tampon. I think anyone with fucking common sense or 2 brain cells can figure that shit out. Then she goes on to say, 21 plus show with a bar. Can't take life so serious all the time. And I feel like, okay, I can kind of see that point, because it's like, you get what you pay for. You're going to a bar wrestling show or a hardcore wrestling show. It's not WWE. I'm 100% sure in WWE you'll never ever see something like this. So when you pay for an independent wrestling show, you should be expecting, I wouldn't say stuff like this, but you should
manage your expectations a little bit.
And then the next tweet she made, which I think is even more laughable, is, "A penis is funny and awesome. A vagina is disgusting and trashy. Hashtag equality." Now we're getting into the whole, oh, but if a woman does it, it's disgusting, but if a man does it, it's... And she's immediately going to the whole, well, Joey Ryan does the whole penixplex thing, and everyone thinks it's awesome, but when I do the tampon spot, it's disgusting. And I think I saw a lot of that on Twitter. Some people came to the defense of her, like, well, Joey Ryan does this, and then some people were against it. And in my opinion, it's like, you can't even really make that argument, because number one, the penixplex spot, I think we can all agree that's a dumb move. Whether you think it's funny and it's entertaining or it has no place in wrestling, it's a stupid move. The difference between that and a fucking tampon is that when the opponent is grabbing his penis, it's like, yes, he's grabbing the opponent's penis. It could be seen as you could see it as sexual harassment and like anything else, because you can't do that in real life. I bet you if you did that in real life, you would end up in jail. It's not like he's whipping out his dick and, the opponent is like grabbing it or something. Or in this spot, she's taking out what appears to be a used tampon and stick it in. That's not even in the same ballpark in my opinion. I can see how you're trying to fit it in there, but it's not. Joey Ryan isn't like pissing in a cup and then forcing his opponent to drink it. So don't compare the two. It's not the same. Joey Ryan actually came to her defense on Twitter saying, would you say the same about Mae Young? Or is period blood somehow worse than placenta? Because they showed that shit on TV. Honest question. This is wrestling. That's the fun thing about wrestling, is that people really debate about this kind of stuff. When people say, does this have a place in wrestling? And this isn't perfect. I will say that if this were a regular match, yes, you would make the debate that this has no place in professional wrestling. But I do believe that you get what you paid for, and you went to an independent wrestling show, and I'm not saying you should expect this stuff at an independent wrestling show, but this is what they do in these hardcore wrestling matches, independent wrestling shows. They go far and beyond to kind of creep you out and make you feel disgusted. So yes, I think to a lot of wrestling fans who aren't exposed to that aspect of professional wrestling, they're going to find this disgusting, and yes, it has no place in this or that. Or a lot of people who really just focus on the technical aspect of wrestling and all that. There's all types of categories of professional wrestling. This should stay in the aspect of hardcore wrestling. I think once you get into the whole doing this in a regular wrestling match, that's where you lose me. Joey Ryan, I think he's done this in regular wrestling matches too, and it's like, you losing me there. It's like, okay, if it's a gimmick match, fine and dandy, but once you do a normal wrestling match where it's pinfall submission and DQs are on and this and that, it's like, no. I'm sure there's other spots like this that will come in the future, or even more disgusting spots like this that will come in the future. I'm sure in the comment section you could think of something even more disgusting than this that will come in the future. But the whole gender thing is totally null and void in my opinion, because if a man did something similar to this, like I said, if Joey Ryan or some other wrestler pissed in a cup and forced a wrestler to drink it, I think people find it equally as disgusting, because period blood is a bodily fluid. And piss is a bodily fluid. I could go even more disgusting than that, but I'm not going to do that because, yeah. But anyway, I don't want to make it too long, but you guys know my opinions on this. I think it's a dumb spot, but kind of whatever. I think some people are blown out of proportion. I think some people who are defending this, kind of weird to defend something like this, because it's like, I don't know. I find it weird. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Tell me what you guys think about it down below. I want to get a discussion started. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I know a lot of, I hear people saying it's setting back women's wrestling, and wow, that is a very far out there statement to make. But let me know what you guys think about below, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.